Bitcoin surges, reaches new all-time high, and surpasses silver market value. Cryptocurrency reaches its highest value in history for the second time in a few days and is now worth more than silver, Meta, Tesla, and other giants. A $6 billion management firm says Bitcoin price will be well above $1 million by 2030. Cathie Wood, head of ARK Invest, highlighted the potential appreciation of the largest cryptocurrency in the market in the coming years. Ether could surge to $10,000 by 2024, claims Bitwise asset manager. Analysts from the exchange emphasize that while Bitcoin has been garnering more market attention, Ethereum's cryptocurrency could benefit from innovations. Billionaire Bill Ackman says Bitcoin price could rise to infinity. Responsible for an $18 billion asset management firm, the executive is known for sharing controversial opinions on assets. "I invest in Bitcoin instead of gold all day, every day," says Mark Cuban. The billionaire Mark Cuban has been praising Bitcoin for years, even when the currency was falling. JPMorgan says Bitcoin should not surpass gold as a safe haven asset. The bank evaluates that Bitcoin ETFs are expected to gain more space and be worth $62 billion in 3 years. MicroStrategy buys an additional $4 billion in Bitcoin and surpasses BlackRock as the largest holder of the asset. The company, which gained fame for using cryptocurrency as a store of value, was overtaken by the asset manager but regained market leadership. United Kingdom will allow trading of debt securities backed by Bitcoin and Ethereum. The products will be available as ETNs only for professional investors in the United Kingdom. Bitcoin surges, reaches new all-time high, and surpasses silver market value. Cryptocurrency reaches its highest value in history for the second time in a few days and is now worth more than silver, Meta, Tesla, and other giants. Just 5 days ago, Bitcoin reached a new all-time high for the second consecutive time within a few days. The leading cryptocurrency in the market, on a continuous rise since the beginning of the year, now surpasses in value silver, Meta, formerly Facebook, Tesla, Visa, and other giants. Bitcoin's market value currently stands at $1.415 trillion, surpassing silver, which is valued at $1.382 according to company's market cap data. Additionally, Bitcoin's market value already exceeded market giants like Meta, Tesla, Berkshire Hathaway, and even B3, the Brazilian stock exchange. At the moment, Bitcoin is trading at $72,090, marking a 3% increase in the last 24 hours, as indicated by CoinMarketCap data. Since the beginning of 2024, the leading cryptocurrency in the market has risen by approximately 70.5%. The upward movement of Bitcoin reflects the success of Bitcoin spot ETFs in the US and the absence of negative factors in the current scenario. In recent weeks, the market has experienced only minor corrections, resulting from an excess of leverage and long positions during a euphoric moment. Analyzing the current dynamics, with the issuance of tens of billions of dollars in stable coins and an influx of nearly $10 billion into ETFs, we observe a massive influx of liquidity into the market, providing a solid foundation for the continuation of the upward trend. Corrections are normal and should be viewed as opportunities until the current dynamics change. 3 days ago, Bitcoin reached its previous all-time high of November 2021 at $69,000. An event celebrated by experts who envision a new era for the asset. And 5 days ago, Bitcoin reached a new all-time high of $70,000, renewing this milestone for the second consecutive time. Cryptocurrencies today. Ether, the native cryptocurrency of the Ethereum network and currently the second largest in the world, is trading at $4,059 at the moment, with a 3% increase in the last 24 hours. According to CoinMarketCap data, Ether has reached its highest price in the last year, $4,065. However, Ether is still 17% below its 2021 all-time high of $4,891. The second largest cryptocurrency in the world has been identified by Bernstein as the next darling of institutional investors. Major players like BlackRock, which already has a Bitcoin ETF in the US, are also seeking approval from the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, for an Ether ETF in the country. Avalanche, Chainlink, and Litecoin are the cryptocurrencies that stand out the most due to their significant increases. According to CoinMarketCap data, they have already risen by 9.5%, 8.9%, and 8.8%, respectively, in the last 24 hours. A $6 billion management firm says Bitcoin price will be well above $1 million by 2030. Cathie Wood, head of ARK Invest, highlighted the potential appreciation of the largest cryptocurrency in the market in the coming years. Cathie Wood, CEO of ARK Invest, predicts that Bitcoin will reach a value well above $1 million by 2030. In an interview, Wood, who oversees a management company with over $6 billion in assets under management, presented new perspectives for institutional involvement in the cryptocurrency. Wood's vision highlights the transformation of Bitcoin and its usage by institutional players since the introduction of the first exchange-traded funds, ETFs, in the United States. These funds, approved by the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, in January of this year, have already attracted billions in investments. Despite being a well-known cryptocurrency enthusiast, Wood reiterated her conviction about the asset's future. ARK Invest, one of the management firms with ETFs in the negotiation process on U.S. exchanges, has already released several reports with projections of Bitcoin's future prices. During the interview, Wood explained that the interest and demand behind ETFs prompted ARK to reassess its optimistic stance on Bitcoin. Previously, the company aimed for a price of $1 million by 2030, but this projection is being revised due to the SEC's approval of the ETFs. That target was before the SEC gave us the green light for ETFs, and I think that was a significant milestone, and it accelerated the price timeline, clarified Wood. The ARK Invest leader emphasized that major investment banks, such as Morgan Stanley, Merrill Lynch, or Bank of America, have not fully joined the institutional adoption movement of Bitcoin. This suggests significant potential for appreciation of the asset, as none of these banks has approved Bitcoin yet. With no major bank approving Bitcoin yet, all this price action happened before they approved, so we haven't even started, noted the manager. Based on this, Wood considers the $1 million price target by 2030 to now be very conservative. Our current projection is above that, it's well above that, and with our new expectations for institutional involvement, the incremental price we assume for institutions has actually more than doubled, she revealed. Without specifying an exact number for the potential ascent of the cryptocurrency. Ether could surge to $10,000 by 2024, claims Bitwise asset manager. Analysts from the exchange emphasize that while Bitcoin has been garnering more market attention, Ethereum's cryptocurrency could benefit from innovations. In an interview with CoinDesk, analyst Juan Leon shared an optimistic projection for Ethereum in 2024, suggesting that the cryptocurrency could reach up to $10,000, surpassing its previous records. Currently, Ethereum is trading around $4,000, with a peak of $4,800. Leon highlighted that the market is increasingly aware of Ethereum's potential, especially due to two key factors that are expected to attract investors in the coming months. The first of these factors is the impending Dankin update, scheduled for March. This update aims to reduce transaction costs on the Ethereum network and increase its scalability, which could significantly benefit networks connected to the blockchain. The analyst emphasized that the success of this update could lead to massive demand for the blockchain, boosting positive sentiment towards Ethereum weeks and months after its implementation. Additionally, Leon pointed to the possible approval of Ethereum spot price ETFs in the United States as another important catalyst for the cryptocurrency's appreciation. The SEC is currently reviewing several ETF proposals, including those presented by major asset managers like BlackRock. ETFs are seen as a more attractive investment option for institutional investors, and the success of recently launched Bitcoin spot price ETFs has increased optimism about Ethereum's appreciation potential. The expectation is that the approval of ETFs by the SEC by May of this year could result in a significant influx of demand and purchases, further boosting Ethereum's price in 2024. Billionaire Bill Ackman says Bitcoin price could rise to infinity. Responsible for an $18 billion asset management firm, the executive is known for sharing controversial opinions on assets. When expressing his view on Bitcoin, the renowned investor Bill Ackman expressed belief in the cryptocurrency's infinite potential, grounding his analysis on intrinsic characteristics of the project. In a post on the former Twitter platform, he discussed the fundamentals and the potential appreciation of the digital currency, adopting a speculative tone in addressing the subject. In his analysis, Ackman highlighted that an increase in Bitcoin prices would trigger a virtuous cycle, driving both mining growth and energy consumption. The expansion of mining, in turn, would result in high energy costs, leading to increasing inflation and a decline in the value of the dollar. This dynamic, argued Ackman, would lead to greater demand for Bitcoin, further fueling mining and perpetuating the cycle. However, experts remain skeptical about the scenario proposed by Ackman, questioning whether cryptocurrency mining would have such a significant impact on countries' inflation, as suggested by the billionaire in his publication. In concluding his post, Ackman ironically mentioned the possibility of acquiring some bitcoins, acknowledging the complexity of the scenario and the possibility of results opposite to those imagined by him. Ackman's speculation drew the attention of investors and cryptocurrency enthusiasts, including Michael Saylor, former CEO of MicroStrategy. In response to the billionaire, Saylor agreed with the potential appreciation of Bitcoin but challenged the reasons presented by Ackman, suggesting that most miners aim to reduce electricity costs for other consumers. Known for his controversial opinions on various assets, Ackman adopted a more cautious stance regarding Bitcoin in 2022, revealing investments in specific projects related to crypto technology and in some venture capital funds, characterizing himself as a cautious investor. "I invest in Bitcoin instead of gold all day, every day," says Mark Cuban. The billionaire Mark Cuban has been praising Bitcoin for years, even when the currency was falling. In a recent interview with CNBC, billionaire entrepreneur and investor Mark Cuban revealed his preference for Bitcoin in his investment portfolio, opting to forego gold altogether. Cuban's remarks came as he addressed the soaring value of Bitcoin, which was approaching a new all-time high of over $69,000 at the time of the interview's publication on YouTube. "I've been investing in Bitcoin instead of gold all day, every day, and I've been saying that for years," Cuban affirmed. He emphasized that Bitcoin's value is solely driven by supply and demand dynamics, with only 21 million coins in existence. According to Cuban, the more people buy and the fewer people sell, the higher the price will go. Despite experiencing a phishing scam last year that resulted in the loss of millions in assets, Cuban remained unfazed when discussing cryptocurrency. Instead, he responded to questions with a smile on his face, demonstrating his resilience in the face of adversity. Mark Cuban and Bitcoin. Despite Bitcoin's fluctuations, Mark Cuban has consistently voiced his support for the cryptocurrency over the years. Back in November 2022, when BTC was plummeting to around $16,000 from the previous year's high of $68,700, the billionaire remained optimistic, eagerly awaiting further price drops to increase his holdings. "I want Bitcoin to go down much further so I can buy some more," Cuban expressed during an appearance on comedian Bill Maher's Club Random podcast. Cuban's steadfast commitment to Bitcoin underscores his long-term bullish outlook on the digital currency. JPMorgan says Bitcoin should not surpass gold as a safe haven asset. The bank evaluates that Bitcoin ETFs are expected to gain more space and be worth $62 billion in 3 years. JPMorgan Bank acknowledged the growth potential of Bitcoin driven by institutional investor attraction. However, the bank's analysts do not believe that the cryptocurrency will reach the same market value as gold. Analysts state in a report that if the thesis that Bitcoin is digital gold is correct, its market capitalization could soar to $3.3 trillion with a strong appreciation. However, JPMorgan does not deem this scenario likely, maintaining that gold remains a more advantageous asset, especially due to its lower volatility. According to the report, most investors consider risk and volatility when allocating among asset classes, and given that Bitcoin's volatility is about 3.7 times higher than that of gold, it would be unrealistic to expect Bitcoin to reach the same status as gold in investor portfolios. Analysts also suggest that if investment allocation in the cryptocurrency followed the same logic as gold application, the value of Bitcoin would drop to $45,000 with a market capitalization of $900 billion due to its high volatility, which increases investment risk. However, considering volatility adjustment and investment allocation, Bitcoin would have already surpassed the equivalent allocation to gold in portfolios. However, this does not mean that the cryptocurrency should not continue to appreciate or gain space in the coming years. JPMorgan analysts expect that within 2 to 3 years, the Bitcoin ETF market will reach a value of $62 billion, indicating room for appreciation in the asset's price. They state that this is a realistic goal for the potential of Bitcoin ETFs over time, although a significant portion of the net flow may represent a continuous shift in rotation of existing instruments and investment locations to ETFs. MicroStrategy buys an additional $4 billion in Bitcoin and surpasses BlackRock as the largest holder of the asset. The company, which gained fame for using cryptocurrency as a store of value, was overtaken by the asset manager but regained market leadership. MicroStrategy has announced its acquisition of an additional $821.7 million worth of Bitcoin, expanding its cryptocurrency reserves. With this purchase, the software company has reclaimed its position as the largest buyer of the asset, having been surpassed by BlackRock last week. The new acquisition was announced by Michael Saylor, the former CEO and current chairman of the company's board. According to Saylor, they have acquired 12,000 units of the cryptocurrency at an average purchase price of $68,477 per unit. Currently, the asset is trading around $72,000. Saylor disclosed that MicroStrategy now holds a total of 205,000 units of Bitcoin, purchased at an average price of $33,706 per unit, with a total spent value of $6.91 billion. Considering the average purchase price, the company has accumulated significant profit with these acquisitions. According to Saylor, the majority of the funds used to purchase the cryptocurrency came from the proceeds of convertible notes issued by the company. These notes were specifically created to raise the capital needed for the acquisitions and attracted approximately $782 million. With this latest purchase, MicroStrategy has regained its title as the largest institutional holder of Bitcoin. Last week, it had been surpassed by BlackRock, which has been buying the cryptocurrency following the launch of its spot price ETF in the United States. Under the ETF's logic, the manager needs to acquire spot amounts of the cryptocurrency equivalent to the investments received. Last week, its ETF reached nearly 198,000 units of the asset, an amount that was, at that time, greater than MicroStrategy's. However, the competition between the two companies for the title is expected to continue in the coming days, as BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF continues to attract investments. On the other hand, MicroStrategy executives reiterated in February that they intend to continue buying the cryptocurrency. MicroStrategy's shares have benefited from the recent appreciation of the cryptocurrency, with many investors purchasing the stocks as a way to indirectly expose themselves to the cryptocurrency. The acquisitions began in 2020 when the company decided that the asset would be used as a reserve of value on its balance sheet. United Kingdom will allow trading of debt securities backed by Bitcoin and Ethereum. The products will be available as ETNs only for professional investors in the United Kingdom. The UK regulator, the Financial Conduct Authority (FCA), has announced its willingness to accept requests from recognized investment exchanges (RIs) to establish a market segment dedicated to exchange-traded notes (ETNs) backed by crypto assets. These products will be accessible only to professional investors, including investment firms and credit institutions, as indicated by the FCA. Similar to ETFs, ETNs represent a category of exchange-traded product (EP), composed of debt securities linked to an index or other underlying asset. The London Stock Exchange has confirmed its intention to accept requests for ETNs backed by Bitcoin, BTC, and Ethereum (ETH) in the second quarter of this year. However, trading of these assets will be exclusively reserved for professional investors, as the FCA deems cryptocurrency ETNs unsuitable for the general public. In a statement, the FCA emphasized the high risks associated with cryptocurrencies and advised investors to be prepared for the possibility of losing their entire capital due to price volatility. Some analysts attribute part of the recent appreciation of cryptocurrencies to the FCA's decision to allow crypto ETNs, as highlighted by the London Crypto Club newsletter service. We see a combination of factors driving the market. Asian demand is growing in a low-liquidity market environment, accompanied by continuous positive news, including the London Stock Exchange's announcement regarding the acceptance of requests for BTC and ETH ETNs. The robust supply and demand dynamics of BTC ETFs remain unshaken.